I think some of you guys are legit gonna look at me like I have a third eye when I share some of the bags that I will be discussing in today's video. Now, it's no surprise, it's no secret that I haven't been buying as many Louis Vuitton handbags as I used to, or even when I first started my channel. I've taken many breaks from the brand, what have you. But the bags in this video have definitely caught my attention, and I'd go as far as saying that they have made me, in a sense, fall back in love with the brand. And I say that very loosely because we all know I haven't had the best success with them lately, but still, I am hopeful because you guys know I do have mad love for Louis Vuitton. But yeah, these bags, some of them have been around for a while, some of them are a little bit newer, but I am definitely digging them. All right, so without further ado, let's jump right in. Starting with the first one, and that being the side trunk. The side trunk, in my opinion, has got to be one of the coolest looking handbags that Louis Vuitton has come out with in a long time. Again, in my opinion. It's available in a variety of different prints and different colors, or not different prints, different materials. And out of all of them, the monogram absolutely speaks to me. Now, it does have a pretty hefty price point, coming in at $3,800. And you guys know, if you have been watching my channel for a while, I'm not the craziest about spending that kind of money on a canvas bag. But then again, everything has changed. It's not like you can really find a canvas bag for under $2,000 anymore, right? Unless it's something really small. But anywho, I digress. So it does have a hefty price point, but I absolutely think that it's worth it. I know. You're probably like, dude, who are you? Like, who are you and what have you done with Minnie, right? I know, but I definitely think that it's worth it. I think it is such a cool looking bag. It's like effortlessly chic. It's kind of slouchy and it's not very rigid. Now, I know that Louis Vuitton has done a spin on trunk handbags in the past. Obviously, they have some that are staples to the brand, that are very popular. But this one in particular, I love the way that it looks. I like the fact that it comes with two removable straps. You have a shorter, thicker strap, and then you have a longer strap that is adjustable that you can use crossbody or on your shoulder or what have you. I love the S-lock. I think that this bag is beyond gorgeous. Now, I will admit I am not a fan of it in the leather, especially because on the website, they refer to the leather as fashion leather. And that to me just completely cheapens the bag. Even though it is calfskin, I'm like, ooh, why would you call it fashion leather? But anywho, the monogram one, I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I've seen it in the wild. I've seen it, I've seen it online. I've seen videos of it, and I think it is an unbelievably beautiful bag that, again, it does have a hefty price point, but I do think that it's worth it. I do, all right? Call me crazy, call me what you will, but I think it's a really cool looking bag for sure. All right, the next one is the New Wave chain bag in the size. And this bag, I know that they have since revamped it. The chain bag, or the wave bag, when it first came out, obviously it had a little wave. Hated that bag. I was not a fan of the wave. I was not a fan of the quilting. But this one, I really like it because it has a better silhouette, in my opinion, and I like that the leather is a lot softer. It's a little bit more relaxed. I love the fact that it has the aged gold hardware, and I personally love it in the color emerald. I think that the emerald with the aged gold hardware is beyond beautiful. It has the gorgeous microfiber lining, and I don't think it has a ridiculous price point for an all leather bag either. It's a little bit under $3,000, but I think that this is it's a very pretty bag. It's not like, it doesn't have a ton of bells and whistles. I think it has a really good size. I really like the PM as well, but I think that the is a better size. So that way, if you wanted to carry a little bit more, you have that option, but you can also carry a little bit less if you wanted to as well. But the size is just a good medium sized bag. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it is it's a very pretty bag, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of like a vintage beauty, obviously because of the hardware, but it definitely stands out in my opinion. So I'm a huge fan of that bag as well. All right, number 3, that brings me to the CARRYALL PM. Now the CARRYALL, I will admit, I was not a fan of this bag when it first came out. I think it was like, what, 7 or 8 months ago? I saw and I was like, yeah, there's nothing really that, I mean, it's kind of like the delightful, it's kind of like the graceful, and I don't know. I just didn't really see the appeal. It's available in a variety of different materials as well. I do like the leather. I'm not a fan of the giant monogram for the leather. I think if they had the regular empreinte leather without that giant monogram, I personally think that it would look better. So because of that, I really do lean more towards the canvas one. And the canvas one, what was it? I think it's like $23, $24. I think it's right under $2,400 if I'm not mistaken. So it doesn't have a crazy price point either. I do like the fact that it has that thicker strap, so it adds more comfort to the bag. It doesn't have these really thin, skinny straps that might end up digging into your skin either. It does have an adjustable strap at that, and I don't know, I really like it. I'm not the biggest fan of that bow or that leather, yeah, the leather closure that it has. I think it also has a magnetic closure, but I don't know. I think it's a really nice bag, and I think that with those little leather straps, I feel like those might curl up as time goes by. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys have this bag, if you've had it for a while, has that happened to you? Let us know in the comment section down below. I just fear that that might end up curling up, and I like the fact that the leather version doesn't have that, you know. Yeah, I know a lot of people have said that they prefer this bag to the Neverfull because of the strap. They find it to be a lot more comfortable. So I think that's great as well. And then again, you also get a little pouch inside. So I think it's a really cool looking bag, especially for the $2,400 price point right around there. The fact that it is a hobo style, that is pretty spacious for it being a PM size, even though they also have the MM. I think that the PM is like that Goldilocks, that perfect size bag without being too small or too large either. And the fact that you can also carry it when you're wearing a thick coat without it being too short on your arm, I think is really great. So I have a new appreciation for the carryall, because like I said before, when I first saw it, I was like, ugh, no, it's just kind of like meh. It's kind of there. It doesn't really do anything for me. But now I definitely do double takes, and I'm like, oh, that's a nice bag. So I don't know. All right. But at least I can admit when I'm wrong. Next one is the Marceau. So this bag is available in either canvas, which comes in at $3,100, or leather, which comes in at $3,300. Out of the two, I lean more towards the leather, and I personally love it in the color Turtle Dove. I think that Turtle Dove with this silhouette works fabulously. And I think that this bag, to me, it reminds me of the Gucci Dionysus, but I personally think that this is a better execution of that bag because I feel like they're very similar. I love the size. I do think that it's very spacious, and I don't think that it's too dressy. I think that it's one of those bags that's very easy to dress up and dress down. But I really like the details that it has. And again, the fact that it is very roomy. I believe that on the website it says that it's large enough to fit, or it's roomy enough to fit a large wallet and an iPhone Pro Max, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on it. But yeah, when I first saw this bag, I was like, oh, I really like it. You know, it has the S-lock closure, which I'm a huge fan of. I don't know why. Probably because it's such a gaudy lock. But I think it works. I think it's beautiful. Regardless of what the bag that you put it on, I am a sucker for the S-lock. But yeah, I think it's a really, really nice bag. And I don't think that it's heavy. I think that it's very comfortable. I was able to see this in real life, and I think that it looks even better in real life than it does on the website. So yeah, huge fan of this bag. That brings us to number 5, which is the Easy Pouch on Strap. If I'm not mistaken, I always end up butchering the name for this bag. Personally, I think it needs a new one. But anywho, when this bag first came out, it immediately caught my attention. Now, you do have a variety to pick from. You do have different prints that you can go for. Out of all of them, I absolutely love the cream empreinte leather. I think it is beautiful in the cream. But then again, you guys know how I feel about white handbags, especially with gold hardware. I feel like I can never deny them. I can never deny them. I'm always like a moth to a flame when I see them. But anywho, so this bag, it does come in at $16.20 here in the States. And what I really like about it is that it reminds me, it's kind of like a dressed up push-up, but I love the fact that this one comes with two different straps. You have a chain strap that is removable, and you also have a leather strap that is removable. So I think that it adds a lot more versatility to the bag. It's not enormous and it's not super, super tiny. So I don't think that it has a ludicrous price point for what you're getting when it comes to this bag, you know? And to me, it's like one of those bags that you can easily use for errands, just because it's very simple. It doesn't have a bunch of bells and whistles. You can also use it for, you know, a night out or what have you. And in the empreinte leather, it makes it that much more carefree. Maybe not so much the white one, because the white one would end up sucking up all of that denim or all of that dark color if you wear, you know, a lot of dark colored clothing or what have you. But I really like the way that it looks. Again, it's very, very simple, and I don't think it has the most ridiculous price point for an all leather bag with two different straps that gives you a little bit more versatility. So I don't know, every time that I see it, I mean, I've seen it on social media a million times, and every time that I do a double take, and I've seen it in the boutique, but when I'm in the boutique, I don't buy it, but every time I'm not in the boutique, like, I can't stop thinking about it. Does that even make sense? Probably not. But I like it. I really like this bag, and I really do hope that they end up bringing out other empreinte colors, because I think that would catapult it to be even more popular. Can you imagine if they offered it in like a pink or a khaki or a blue or a purple or orange or what have you? I think it would make this bag a lot more popular, in my opinion. I don't know, but I really do like it. All right, number 6. Oh my gosh, I can already hear the eye rolls coming in. Number 6, are you ready for this? Is the Micro Métis. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Now the Micro Métis, it is, in my opinion, it's not very functional, all right? It's this tiny ass bag. It's almost $2,000 for this small bag that you can't even fit your phone. But I am obsessed with this little bag. I think it is so insanely cute. I'm just like, oh, I love the way that it looks. It's like, I mean, you can treat it kind of like a little mini wallet inside of your totes. How cool would that be? You can use it as a catch-all. So I think that you can incorporate this little bag into a small leather good very easily. And I mean, I've seen some people use it as like a belt bag. I can't do that. I have literally no hips. Not that, but anyways, I digress, because I look like a fool whenever I wear a belt. But I think it's really cute, all right? And yes, it has a stupid price point for what it is, but I cannot get this little bag out of my mind. Maybe it's because I love mini bags or nano bags, micro bags, whatever you want to call them. I do think that they're cute. Are they the most functional handbags? No. Then again, not all handbags have to be functional, all right? They don't have to be functional. They could just be, you could just get them because they're cute and you want to look at them, all right? You absolutely can. But I think it is adorable. But the price, I'm like, dude, $2,000 for this little thing. But I think that you can get a lot of use out of it. Am I crazy? Am I the only one that thinks this way? I'm sure many of you have the Micro Métis. How are you loving it? Do you recommend it? Whatever the case may be, let us know in the comment section down below, because I legit cannot stop thinking about this little bag. I've seen like shorts on YouTube or reels on Instagram over and over about this little bag and what you can fit, and it makes me fall in love with it all over again, you know? So even when I second guess myself, I'm like, dude, what am I thinking? How am I gonna use this thing? I can't use it. Then I see one of those shorts or I see one of those reels and I'm like, this is exactly why I love this bag. So I don't know, man, but I think it is beyond adorable, and I have to have it, but I also haven't purchased it, and it's available to purchase, but there's something that's holding me back. I don't know what it is, but I think it is absolutely adorable. Now the next one, I did purchase this bag in a different size, probably 2 or 3 years ago. I have since sold it, and that was the Petite Sac Plat. The Petite Sac Plat, as you guys just heard me talk about, I really like small handbags. I think that they're so insanely cute, and that bag is beautiful, but it did not work out for me by any means whatsoever. It was such a pain in the butt to get in and out of. I just didn't find it comfortable. I found it to be more cumbersome than not. But anywho, I ended up getting rid of it, but it's the Sac Plat BB that speaks to my heart. I love that bag, and what I really like about it, not only does it come with a removable adjustable strap, but I also like it because it seems like it's a little bit more square than your normal Sac Plat, because that one obviously has a very generous north-south design, and I'm usually not too fond of the north-south design just because I think that they're a little bit harder to get in and out of, or sometimes to retrieve your items. But the Sac Plat BB, again, I feel like it's a little bit more square, and I think it's a little bit more user friendly. I saw this bag in the wild. I was at Target. I saw it and I was like, dude, the website doesn't do it justice, because it's kind of like what I talked about with that other bag. When I see it on the website, it's like, yeah, it's really nice. But then when I saw it in real life, it just, I mean, my eyes started to drool, you know, my mouth started to drool. I fell in love with the way that it looks, because it's, again, it's not like the super flat bag. And I think that you'd be able to get away with using more items in the bag without it kind of being too cumbersome, or without the items being on top of each other, which is another thing that I'm not too fond of when it comes to those north-south designs. But I love it. I love it. I don't think it has a ridiculous price point either. Yes, it is, you know, it's the canvas version one that I like because it is available in other materials. It comes in at $23.70 if I'm not mistaken. So it doesn't have a crazy price point either. For the way that I envision it and the way that I would personally use the bag, I think I would get a lot of use out of it, and it would be a bag that I can see myself reaching for over and over and over again. But in general, when it comes to the Sac Plat, I've always been a fan of the bag. I've always appreciated it on others, but when I saw the BB, it just has that little bit of a difference that I think would make it a lot more user-friendly for me and for my lifestyle. So I love that bag. Absolutely love it. Now the last one, if you guys watched my my wish list video last month, you know which one it is, and that is the Neverfull MM in the Empreinte leather, but in the color cognac. As I said in that video, I felt like I was living under a rock because I didn't even know about the color. Then I saw it and I fell in love with it. I fell madly in love with the cognac, and with the gold hardware, I think it makes for a stunning combination, a fabulous combination, and a delicious combination at that. I just think that this bag is amazing. I'm a huge fan of the Neverfull MM. I always will be. And the Empreinte leather, you know, it's one of those leathers that I have purchased small leather goods in the past before, and I didn't have the best success with them because a lot of my items ended up melting. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know the whole story. But ever since this guy here, the Felici, I definitely have a new appreciation for the material, and I think that an Empreinte leather Neverfull would be like game over. Absolutely game over. Now I know some people have said that the Empreinte leather seems like it's very flimsy, and even in the picture, the interior, the microfiber lining, doesn't look the most appealing. I have to admit, when I saw the picture online of the interior, I was like, oh, maybe that's not the best angle for this bag. But you know, a lot of people have said that it feels very flimsy, it feels very cheap, and that does, you know, kind of weigh in on my mind. But I did get a chance to see it in real life, and yes, it feels a lot more lightweight, and I'm hoping that it doesn't have any like cracking issues or anything like that. But it's unbelievably beautiful and undeniably gorgeous in my eyes. So I like it, and it comes in at what, $2,700-ish, somewhere around there. So it's an all leather bag. It might not have the thickest leather, but it also doesn't have a stupid price point for an all leather bag compared to other fashion houses. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And like I said, when I saw it in real life, I was like, oh my God, game over. This bag is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, huge, huge fan. And the cognac, come on, you cannot deny that it just looks, it just exudes like, look at me, check me out, you want to pick me up. At least that's what goes on in my mind when I see that color on that bag. But anywho, that does it for the bags from Louis Vuitton that have caught my attention, the bags from Louis Vuitton that have made me fall in love with the brand all over again. Were you guys surprised? I think so. Now, out of all of these bags, as I mentioned earlier, only one of them is on the wish list, and that is the Neverfull MM, although there is a close second and a close third. But until it makes sense to me and until it checks off all the marks, then I won't move those bags to the wish list. But still, I feel like some of these silhouettes or some of the materials of these bags have made me view the fashion house in a completely different light. That's why I said that some of you guys might think that, you know, you might look at me like I have a third eye just because I haven't been very open to Louis Vuitton's leather bags in the past. Yes, I have had Garnier handbags, and yes, I have had leather SLGs, but I also haven't had the best experiences with them. But now it's, I don't know, I feel like I see them in a completely different light, and I'm really happy about that. I'm really, really happy about that. Who knows? Maybe in like 2 or 3 years time, I'm gonna be all about Louis Vuitton's leather and not their canvas. Although I highly doubt that because you guys know how I feel about their canvas pieces. But yeah, so I don't know, you know, some of these have been around for a bit. Some of them are a little bit newer, but I have a new appreciation and I have a new kind of, yeah, this bag can work out for me and for my lifestyle. So I don't know. Let me know. Did any of these surprise you? If they did, let us know in the comment section down below. And I would love to know what are some Louis Vuitton handbags that have caught your attention. Let us know that as well. Now, if any of you guys have any of the bags that I mentioned in today's video, let us know how you're liking them. Is there anything to look out for? Are there any red flags? Whatever the case may be, you know, the more information that's out there, the better. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.